Sex. It is something that most men think about from the time they wake up to when they go to bed. But why is it that sometimes men lose interest in sex? It is for those who have a healthy sex drive but have lost it suddenly or gradually over time. So stay until the end of the video so you don't miss anything important. This includes things like a woman's body type, face, hair, etc. This includes things like clear skin, full lips, big eyes, etc. This includes things like soft and feminine features, curves, etc. If a woman is able to embody all three of these things, then she will be highly attractive to men. However, if she fails to embody any one of these things, then men will likely not be as attracted to her, and thus they will lose interest in sex. Well, according to Schopenhauer, we only have a limited amount of will to spend each day. And when we expend our will on one desire, we have less will left over for other desires. Well, the first step is to try to reignite your passion for sex. This can be difficult to do if you're feeling fatigued, but it's important to try. One way to do this is to focus on the positive aspects of sex. This can cause him to start overthinking things, which can lead to him not being able to get hard or even keep a hard erection. He may also begin to feel self-conscious and embarrassed about his performance, which can make the problem even worse. When men focus too much on their own pleasure during sex, they can come across as selfish, and this can turn women off. This means taking the time to really connect with your partner on an emotional level and understanding what they need and want in order to feel sexually satisfied. By focusing on your partner's pleasure, you'll be able to provide them with a sexual experience that they won't forget. Make sure you leave any questions you have down below. And thanks for watching. And this will ultimately lead to a more fulfilling and satisfying sex life for both of you. Additionally, when men are too focused on their own pleasure, they may miss important cues from their partner, indicating that they're not enjoying the sexual encounter. This can lead to a loss of interest from the woman, which can result in the man losing interest as well. Eventually, this can lead to a loss of interest in sex altogether. Think about all the good things that sex has brought into your life. It can also help to fantasize about sex in order to get yourself excited. And unfortunately, some of these agendas are not in your best interest. These people will claim that they're helping you while secretly trying to achieve their own objectives. That's why it's important to learn how to think critically and not blindly follow others. By becoming a critical thinker, you can better understand the world around you and make more informed decisions. Another thing you can do is to spend more time with your partner and try to reconnect with them on an emotional level. This can help you remember why you were attracted to them in the first place. Lastly, try to reduce stress in your life as much as possible. Easier said than done, but you should try to take on fewer obligations and focus on the things that are most important to you. This will free up your energy and allow you to focus on your relationship. This means that if we're constantly expending our will on satisfying our basic needs and desires, we'll have very little will left over for sex. In other words, if we're constantly stressed out or overwhelmed by our obligations in life, we won't have the energy or desire to engage in sexual activity. Performance anxiety is when a man is so worried about performing well sexually that it actually negatively impacts his sexual performance. This can happen for a variety of reasons, such as a man's past sexual experiences, his current relationship status, or his general anxiety levels. First and foremost, it's important to identify the source of the anxiety. Is it something specific to your past sexual experiences? Is it your current relationship status? Or is it just general anxiety? Once you understand the source of the anxiety, you can start to develop strategies for overcoming it. One way to do this is to seek professional help. A therapist can teach you how to manage your anxiety and develop healthy coping mechanisms. Additionally, there are a number of medications that can be used to treat performance anxiety. These medications can help you relax and make it easier to enjoy sex. Finally, it's important to communicate with your partner about your anxiety. This may be difficult, but it's important to be open and honest about what you're going through. Your partner can be a great source of support and understanding. Whatever the reason, performance anxiety can lead to a loss of interest in sex. Men tend to be more attracted to women who have soft and feminine features, as this is a sign of nurturing behavior. Studies show that men prefer women with soft and feminine facial features, as this is a sign of high-quality mothering ability. They also prefer women with curves, as this is a sign of femininity and also fertility. You may find that you're so focused on completing the assignment that you don't have any energy or desire for sex. Or let's say you're working a stressful job. You may find that you're so exhausted by the time you get home that you don't have the energy for sex. Even if you're not currently stressed out or overwhelmed, it's possible that you were at some point in the past. According to Schopenhauer, our past experiences can also impact our desire for sex. Specifically, he believed that if we've had a lot of sex in the past, we may become fatigued with it and lose interest. This is because every time we engage in sexual activity, we expend a certain amount of our will to live. And if we've been doing this for a long time, we may start to feel like we're running out of energy. Men tend to be more attracted to women who appear young and fertile, as this is a sign of high-quality genes. Studies show that men prefer women with large eyes, as this is a sign of youth and cuteness. According to him, everything we do in life is motivated by our will to live, which is essentially a striving to satisfy our basic needs and desires. For example, when you eat food, you're really satisfying your need for nourishment. When you drink water, you're really satisfying your need for hydration. And when you engage in sexual activity, you're really satisfying your need for procreation. They also prefer women with full lips, as this is a sign of fertility. Men tend to be more attracted to women who are physically fit and have a healthy appearance. Studies show that men prefer women with an hourglass figure, such as a woman with a 36-inch bust and 24-inch waist. Men also tend to be more attracted to women with long flowing hair as opposed to short or shaved heads. And remember, this video is not intended to shame anyone for having a low libido. If you struggle with having a low libido, then you're not alone. And what can you do about it if this happens to you? Well, today we're going to find out. I want you to get this straight right now. This video is not made to shame anybody for their low sexual desire. The first reason why men lose interest in sex is because of a lack of attraction. When a man loses interest in sex, it's often because he no longer finds his partner attractive. This can be for a variety of reasons, such as the woman has gained weight, her looks have gotten worse, or he simply finds her unattractive. Attraction is what leads to desire, and without it, a man will quickly lose interest in sex. According to research, there are 3 main things that men look for in a woman when it comes to attraction. The first is physical attractiveness. The second thing that men look for in a woman is signs of youth and fertility. The third thing that men look for in a woman is signs of femininity. As you can see, there are 3 main things that men look for in a woman when it comes to attraction, physical attractiveness, signs of youth and fertility, and signs of femininity. Arthur Schopenhauer believed that the root cause of all human desires, including the desire for sex, is our will to live. So how does this relate to losing interest in sex? For example, let's say you're a student who's trying to finish a difficult assignment. So what can you do if you're experiencing a loss of interest in sex due to a lack of attraction or fatigue from too much sex? Now, before we continue with the next point, make sure you guys subscribe. It really helps out a lot. The second reason why men lose interest in sex is because they have performance anxiety. When a man experiences performance anxiety, he may start to feel nervous and anxious about having sex. Fortunately, there are a few things that can be done to overcome performance anxiety, and ultimately regain interest in sex. The third reason why men lose interest in sex is because they're focusing too much on pleasure. A key to having successful and enjoyable sex is for both partners to focus on each other as pleasure rather than their own. Now, here's the unfortunate truth. There will always be people looking to push their own agendas onto others. And that's it for today.